So wrestling theme songs these days are interesting, to say the least. Some of them work, others we'd like to never hear again. And then sometimes they're both, and they're just stuck in our heads all the time. But there's also ones that are either sang by celebrities or already established hit songs that WWE licensed. But before we start, make sure to smash that like button, give it the elbow drop, and leave a comment letting us know which one is your favorite wrestling theme song.
The body's hit the... And we are back live here on Raw.
So World Wrestling Entertainment usually doesn't buy rights of already well-known songs. I mean, why would you when you can just copy them, allegedly? By the way, we already made a video about that, so you can click here to watch it. Ronda Rousey, being one of the most iconic MMA fighters turned professional wrestler, is obviously an exception to this rule. We're of course referring to Joan Jett's hit song Bad Reputation, which Rousey used as her walkout song first in the UFC, and then later in WWE. And if you remember that song when it was on the radio, man, it's gonna make you feel old. It was released back in 1981, believe it or not. And in 2009, it was named the 29th best hard rock song by VH1. And I also want to point out that I totally did not hear it for the first time in the Shrek movie and then totally did not yell, OMG, it's that Shrek song, ah! When I first heard Ronda Rousey using it.
Come on!
Don't be ridiculous. I'm a man. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some push-ups to do before we continue the video.
Well, I appreciate, what goes around, It's like you using that song makes me know that I was on the right path.
Now, most of you have probably heard at least a small snippet of a popular song called Bodies by Drowning Pool.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I probably heard this one from like a random 240p quality YouTube video from 2008 or something. But nevertheless, Bodies was quite big when it was first released back in 2001. That same year, we saw, get this, none other than Stephanie McMahon using it as her theme song. Like, what?
WCW champion, Booker T.
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
The intense metal song was nowhere near Stephanie's style. But weirdly enough, can I say this? I think it worked somehow. It's like reverse psychology or something.
The World Wrestling Federation are gonna hit the floor! Hit the floor! Hit the floor!
So the last thing I thought would be possible is for anyone to put Nicki Minaj and professional wrestling in the same sentence. Case in point, here's Nicki Minaj doing her thing, and then here's professional wrestling. Yeah, completely independent of each other, but did you know that they actually have intertwined? Get this, back in 2004, Victoria debuted a brand new theme song called Don't Mess With, which was performed by then the very young and very not famous Nicki Minaj. It wasn't until 2011 that the rapper became a mainstream Grammy-nominated artist.
I ain't the lady to mess with.
Oh. Yeah, I think she's bringing that list over here. We might...
really into hip hop, and I kind of want a female to do it. And so they reached out to, oh my gosh, I forgot what her name was at the time, with what she was billed as.
So you know WWE wrestler Sasha Banks, and you probably also know that she's the cousin of the man, the legend, D-O-G-G, a.k.a. Snoopzilla, a.k.a. Snoop Doggy Dogg, now Phase Snoop. I can't keep up with these.
Her cousin Snoop Dogg.
Your cousin-
Her fucking cousin
Snoop Dogg?
is
My
Snoop
cousin's
Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. You're joking. I'm not.
So you're just like royalty. Your bloodline's just killing it.
Anyway, so not only did the rapper write a verse for his little cousin and performed it at WrestleMania 32 for her entrance, but DJ Snoopadelic, and yes, I'm not cool enough to actually know all these names, I'm just reading them off of Wikipedia. Don't hassle me, all right? He also recorded the aforementioned verse in the studio, which ended up becoming Sasha's official theme song.
Favorite stars, favorite superstar. Boss time has arrived on...
A whole new me, a better me actually. So why not brand new music from my cousin Snoop Dogg?
Okay, imagine it's 2010, you just came back from school, your mom had some extra Lunchables in the fridge, so you grab one, you turn on your PS3, and you launch the SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 video game.
What kind of place is this?
And you hear this song playing in the main menu. The nostalgia, the feels, it's too strong, I can't handle it. Mark Henry's theme, Somebody's Gonna Get It, is performed by 3 6 Mafia, a popular early 2000s hip-hop group responsible for quite a few mainstream hits, such as Stay Fly. And there's a lot of people that consider this as one of the greatest WWE themes of all time. That's a strong stance, right? So, do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments. Hey, speaking of hip-hop, we cannot simply skip over the theme song of a 7-time women's champion, Trish Stratus. Time to Rock and Roll was made especially for Stratus during the prime of her career by none other than Lil Kim. Now, we already mentioned that Nicki Minaj was featured on Victoria's theme, so this means that the beef between the two rappers was, I think, foreshadowed every time the wrestlers faced each other. Kinda crazy. And if WWE is not planning some sort of Nicki Minaj, Lil Kim SmackDown, they are totally missing out.
You can literally close your eyes, and just the minute you hear that first note, you know who's coming out.
So weirdly enough, Minaj is not the only mainstream artist who sang for Victoria. Before any of that, as part of her unstable gimmick, the wrestler was given All the Things She Said by Tatu, which made sense as the original track translates to English as I've Lost My Mind. The song was re-released in 2002 and soon became a worldwide hit. Surprisingly enough, WWE decided to license it during its prime, which is actually a rare move for the company.
I don't think that was tongue either.
All the Things She Said, we only owned it for a year. That's all that WWE owned it for. So that was the reason why we switched over. And I found out that Nicki Minaj did it through social media.
And that was our list. Comment below and be sure to leave a like too. We'll see you next time.
What kind of place is this?